Mr. Job Thomas, virtual CIO. He has about 4 years of 4 decades of experience in IT, and he has been driving overall IT strategy, operations, inclusive of defining roadmap, budgeting, technology evaluation, evangelization, building scalable application cloud, and has been executing $1 million project, multi-location projects, and has experience with large multinationals and startups as well. So he's worked with organizations like Electronic Technology Company in Bangalore. He was part of Fun School, MRF, Coca-Cola, SmartLink in Hyderabad. Now he's running his own CIO firm called Virtual CIO Consulting Services. He operates out of Bangalore and Hyderabad. Most of the projects have been successful, but he's gone through some of the challenges while doing the projects also. So his organization is about 12 years old. He does implementation on ERP, AML, digital transformation, IT governance, financial PMO services, e-governance, and various other things. Virtual CIO for manufacturing, SME PMO for leading international logistics firm for applications and modernizing. Without further ado, would like to bring Mr. Job Thomas to the call. Welcome to the call, sir.
Thank
Uh,
you, Prem Kumar, for the nice words.
Thank you, sir. Sir, jumping right into the this one, how can data analytics and automation be leveraged in manufacturing process in the Industry 4 era? Because Industry 4 is being talked about much, right? And how it is going to look at. So, would like your thoughts on it, sir.
Yeah, so analytics and automation are transforming manufacturing, driving efficiency, optimization, and innovation across the entire value chain. So some of the processes which is benefited out of it is real-time process monitoring and optimization. You must be knowing that most of the modern machineries and some of the existing machineries, they are attaching it to sensors and IoT devices, and those are producing lot of data. So this data is so huge that normal applications may not be able to get the entire details out of it. That is where the data analytics plays a bigger role, because the data is so huge, and if you have to extract information out of this mess, you need data analytical applications and things like that. And not only that, for this data to go in, a lot of automation is required. It is not feasible for manual intervention in between to push data into a database or then use that for analytics and things like that. So automation automatically becomes part of this real-time process monitoring and optimization. And analytics gives you the outputs, which is very easy for anyone looking at it to take decision on the fly. When manufacturing is happening on line 1, line 2, line 3 or something like that, suddenly if some errors are happening, they are able to identify and then make the changes accordingly. Second place it plays a role is in quality control. Basically, we have uh, know that defects are part of manufacturing, right? So now what people are doing is they are using machine vision and things like that to identify these defects early, in the sense before even the final stage is happening. If they could identify defects, it will reduce a lot of rework later, right? So that is another area where people are using automation and data analytics. And of course, predictive maintenance is a large area where you can, based on the data what is received from the sensors and IoT machines, you can decide whether a machine is requiring maintenance in a very short period, or they can plan a scheduled shutdown to do the maintenance rather than having a breakdown. Because once there is a breakdown, restart and all is going to take time, and that time is very important in manufacturing, where your productivity only increases when the entire time is utilized. Also, in the supply side of it, you can use demand forecasting using analytics. You can plan things better and manage your supply chain better. And finally, some of the use cases what we are seeing is personalized manufacturing, right? For example, if you want to uh, build one car specific to one person, currently it is possible using
Yes.
technology and things like that.
I think one manufacturing side, many of the automations have given a lot of leverage for us to have customization nowadays, right? So
Right.
it,
Yes.
it is
Yes.
becoming very easy to have customization done quickly and based on the needs. Thank you, sir. What are some of the challenges companies face while implementing data analytics and automation solutions for manufacturing, and how do we overcome, sir? Any ideas on that? Any can you throw some light?
Yeah, so I mean, everything has a challenge, right? It is not it is not that only in manufacturing, even services or trading, everywhere you face challenges. So specific to this analytics and automation part, one of the things, one challenging thing is the cost and the infrastructure, right? Uh, if you have to implement some of this what we are talking about, it is not a small cost. It is basically a large capital expenditure, or you can look at most of the people are now offering it as an operating expenses and all those things. So what if anyone planning to do it is should look at to start small and then get the result out of it, get confidence, take your employees together so that everyone is aligned and they see that with this particular intervention, the whole organization is benefiting in a smaller area. And once everyone is concerned, everyone is happy with what is happening, and they have the confidence that you can go forward, then scale it. So that is how you should. Since it's a costly affair, unless you see results, it is not better for you to scale in the first phase itself. Then what we have is data integration and management challenges, because it is natural that an existing manufacturing location may have legacy systems still. I mean, it is not necessary that they only have the modern systems in place. They may have certain legacy systems which may require integration, because you also need to get data from those places. Though there are applications currently available now to integrate even legacy systems and machines which doesn't have the IoT and sensor and all those things, they can still basically have applications to manage that. So definitely you are going to find data integration and management challenges. Then the major thing what you see is, see, manufacturing traditionally are mostly having people staying with them for a longer time. So skill could be one of the challenges what you have. Uh, the intake of newer generation may be less in some cases. I'm not sort of talking about very large organization. I'm basically mostly in the small and medium enterprises. People stay for a long time in the manufacturing sector, and they have probably not the right skills currently required for this. So you may have skilling challenges, but that is manageable because there are ways in which you can upskill people currently. And or if required, we can also have partners who has knowledge about it, helping you out in getting it done. The other one, since these are various devices connected together and all those things, security and data privacy is a major challenge. So we have to be very careful in implementing this so that the confidential data and things like that doesn't get compromised.
The data
And
security and
other
the data security is becoming a very important part whenever you do new things coming up when you do digitization in manufacturing, right, sir?
Definitely, definitely, right. So see, just think of it. If someone can get into your network and use those devices, you can get the entire production line stopped, right? If
Yes.
there is a if it is totally networked and it is controlled and it is automatic, or you have certain robots doing processes, and
Mm.
if you are not secured them properly, there are people who has the capability now to get into this system and stop it from
Yeah.
functioning, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you share some examples on success of integration of analytics in automation manufacturing and significant improvements for efficiency and productivity, sir?
Right. Yeah. So there is this large steel company which has identified inefficiencies in their quality. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, okay. So what they have done is they have implemented machine vision technology with AI-powered image analysis to automate defect detection in real time. Like
Mhm.
what I was saying, one of the main areas. And the result is they were able to reduce defects, increase the yield, and decrease the process time. Because if you could identify things faster and faster, any defects, then you need lesser time to check it and then approve it and things like that, right? And so they finally had enhanced quality and productivity. That is one case what I can think of. Then in automobile manufacturer, for them, the bottleneck was wastage in the assembly line. In the sense, there were bottlenecks while they were assembling the thing. They could identify that using data analytics, and they increased the production throughput by over 20%, reducing downtime and improved resource utilization. Then, in a consumer durable company, they had problem with their energy efficiencies. So what they did is they deployed IoT sensors to monitor energy usage in real time, coupled with data analytics to identify areas of optimization. And based on the insight they got, they had significant reduction in the energy cost and also improved energy efficiency and enhanced sustainability of practices.
Yeah, while we add energy saving, how is the green revolution are taking up? This is apart from what we are. How is the green energy part going to be part of manufacturing, sir? How is that they're taking up?
I think, see, many fields green energy is being used, right? Just 2 days back, I think I read in a paper a steel company has started using hydrogen as
Hmm.
main thing for their melting services and things like that. So that is there. And 3 days back or something, our Prime Minister has inaugurated a boat running on hydrogen,
Oh, okay.
right? So a lot of people are integrating clean energy into manufacturing.
Okay. Sir, how can small manufacturers
Mhm.
adopt analytics and automation technologies effectively, sir?
Right. Like I mentioned to you earlier, cost and the skill is one of the major thing. But like for smaller organization, what they can do is they can start doing small process automation, or a particular area where they use IoT or sensors, and use some open source analytical tools to do that analysis and give insight. And once they are comfortable with that, with the whatever results they are getting out of this small work they are doing, scale it up, right? And the other way of doing thing is, now there are a lot of cloud services available which you get on a monthly subscription basis, right?
Okay.
So which is good for you not to spend a huge amount to have on-premise things for data analytics and things like that. So that is one option where they can use cloud solutions basically to reduce their initial investment cost. And then you can utilize the help of technology partners. Okay, there are now technology partners available in every bracket, what you want, whether you want the top, you want the middle, or you want the lowest. Capabilities are there. I'm not talking about because they operate it in the lower segment they are not capable. They have capabilities. All the small startups currently, they are not very expensive, but they have excellent products which can be used to support you. So you have to look at partners who can give you those technology at a very reasonable rates and things like that. And earlier, like I said, low cost solutions or open source is a very good way to start. But whatever it is, even for smaller organization, they have to prioritize on data security. And another thing, what they have to do is, see, it is easy to have analytical tool throwing out data and things like that. But if the people who are in charge are not going to utilize that and take decision based on the data the data driven decision making, if you don't have in your organization, this is not going to be useful for you. So there has to be a cultural change in assuming that yes, we are using this data, the information or the insights what is coming out of it, we should use only that for our decision making. And once you follow that cultural adaptation, I think even smaller organization, it is very helpful, both automation and data analytics.
Now you have lot of tools coming in, sir. So as you rightly
Yes,
said,
yes,
there are so many
right,
vendors. I was
right,
talking to one of the person who was having his own security services for each. He's customized it for each of the domain. Now,
right,
if that customization is there, what he was saying is he can have multiple uh, domains, multiple industries catered with a set of policies, with a set of procedures that are there for security. He's having his own organization. He's
right,
saying he has 49 processes for manufacturing, 38 processes something for pharma, and
right.
he's defined separate cycles for each of the domain that it has to address, and he's catered that he's applying for he's looking for funding at the moment. So he has got some of the patents done, and
Okay.
very swiftly moving into some of the deployments on manufacturing side.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
I,
see the thing is basically the compliance requirement from industry to industry vary, right? So what you said is very correct. If it is pharma, there will be a set of regulations to follow. If it is food and beverage, there will be a set of uh, compliances required. And so all this, so even if you look at the AWS or the Azure, you have an option to set your security based on the standards what you require, right?
yeah.
It's exactly what you're saying now for a smaller organization.
Yes. So he's saying his view is that uh, people should concentrate on their sector of business, and
Hmm.
the security and the tool should enable them to perform. So
That's
this
right.
framework is helping organizations to look at how the industry has to look at the parameters, number of parameters, how it should be compliant, how it is going to be added to the cloud. He's giving some certifications as well for free, and you can do that, is what he was saying. I had him on one of my sessions, and
I
it
see.
was very
Okay.
nice. So
Good, good.
that's where I got this insights. So are there any specific training skills for manufacturers to invest in adoption of industry 4.0 technologies?
Yeah, so definitely there need to be some technical skills, right? Probably some of them may be doing it for the first time, or they don't have internal capabilities currently. So
Mhm.
they should basically look at, since we are talking about automation and data analytics specifically, they need to have some capability building happening in data analytics. And so automation currently are using robotic process automation softwares or things like that, or robots themselves, right? So definitely there is to be some skills which is related to that. People should be knowing how to utilize a bot to automate your process, or how to utilize the robot to do a particular task on your production line. And then definitely on the, like what we are saying, since security is becoming a major thing, you also need to know what are the ways in which security has to be built into the applications or the devices what they are going to use, right? And if at all they are not interested in having anything on premise, so knowledge of cloud computing is a must. And I think most of the people who are starting small should start using applications on the cloud,
Cloud.
and they can get it themselves trained from a very good partner, and then take it on from there, so that they develop their internal people to start utilizing this knowledge. See, not only technology, so the major part also plays in soft skills development also. So critical thinking and problem solving is one of the things, right? When you're starting something new technically, you don't know where what can go wrong and where it is going on. So the critical thinking and problem solving is a very important thing to have. And then another one is your communication and collaboration. You need to have that skills within your organization, the communication and collaboration skills. Adaptability and learning. See, these are new things, so you can't just and the technology is changing so fast. You need to keep up with that, right? So your learning abilities also should increase. All what is coming new, you should be able to grasp them and utilize them when you are there in your organization. And all this are changes. So the
Yeah.
change is going to be a constant thing. So the leadership and the team leaders should be able to do the change management process very properly. Otherwise, implementation and getting the result could be a challenge.
What would be the potential implications with 4.0 in manufacturing, and how companies can ensure smooth transition of their employees to
Yes,
4.0?
right. Yeah. So there could be some job displacement. I'm not saying job loss, job displacement in the sense certain people have to be moved into a certain different areas by reskilling them to adapt to that location, because you're automating some part of it where you don't require a manual intervention or a person manually attending to that. So there could be a job displacement, right? And there will be new roles which is going to get created also. So it is not that only you're displacing from one job to another, but also there will be new roles which is going to get created.
Hmm.
And then the requirement of the skill for that particular jobs, when we are implementing this, could be different. So you also need that skilling to be done for those processes or um, machines or the devices. Those skills have to be attained. And another potential is for inequality, right? People who know, they have a better option to rise above the rest. So there could be a possibility of inequalities. But then you can do smooth transition. What you have to do is a very good planning exercise before you start embarking on your automation and data analytics. You do a proactive planning so that you consider everyone who is impacted with it, take them along, and do things in such a way that they are carried on along with the when you're rolling out this changes within your organization. And the other one, like I said, to compensate on the skill requirement, you do upskilling and reskilling processes. Again, uh, transparency is one of the main thing what you need to have within the organization to balance of the impact. Basically, telling people way in advance, saying that we are planning to do this. These are all the problems that could occur, or these are all the changes that could occur. Get your employees tuned to that before you start this thing. And then finally, you have to have a responsible approach to the automation process, in the sense, don't try to automate everything, or don't try to displace majority of the people. You look at only small areas where you have major benefits coming out of it, and those only the areas you should use to basically uh, check it out.
Sir, how data analytics and automation contribute to sustainability efforts within manufacturing industry?
Yeah, so what is sustainability? Sustainability is utilizing less resources and making the same thing what you are currently making, and
Hmm.
use also materials that are sustainable by not exhausting all your natural resources and things like that. So what you can do is, one of the things what you should do is resource optimization, right? Assume that whatever resource you are currently going to utilize, it is not there available in abundance. It
Hmm.
is only available to a lesser extent. Understand that, and then take that forward, right? So resource optimization is one thing you should concentrate in manufacturing for having the sustainable future. Then the other one is improving your production efficiency. That is reducing your wastage, right? If you're reducing wastage, that means you're not wasting that much of resources.
Correct.
You have to do production efficiency improvements. And then during the design and development also, you should have a sustainable way of product design and development. In the sense, you should create materials that can be say after wear and tear happens to a equipment or something like that, or the product what you're doing, whether you can replace a particular part and then go forward. Those sort of thinking has to be there at the design stage itself. Then the circular economy, this thing, that is, you collect whatever is disposed, recycle it and reuse it. So that is another thing what manufacturers can do. And there are a lot of regulations which are coming in the field of sustainability. So you use those regulation complying to those regulations also gives you a lot of ways to do sustainable manufacturing practices.
Some emerging trends and technologies on data analytics, sir, and automation.
uh, So one could be that a lot of processing is moving into edge, right? In the
Yeah.
sense, wherever you're connecting this thing, before going into the cloud for the initial stage itself, data is getting collected on the edge, and then analysis is being done, so that you don't have uh, huge network utilization and things like that.
Yeah.
Then there is AI. I mean, most people are aware for AI for process optimization and things like that. That is a technology which is already available, and a lot of people are using. The other one is, I mean, currently where large organizations and all are using is your digital twins and digital threads. In the sense, you replicate what is physically happening in the digital sphere, and then keep monitoring them, or even use that for simulation to find out where there is inefficiencies in your processes, or where there is going to be a problem while doing a particular process. So the digital twin technology is also gaining grounds in many of the industries. And then there is cobots, right? Human and robot working together. I think
Right.
that many places it is already, especially in the automobile industry,
Yes.
lot is being
Yeah.
used in that this thing. Then the new trend what is coming is explainable AI, in the sense the output what is coming from your artificial intelligence system, whether you could actually know why that is coming, right? Currently there are recently there was a uh, I think yesterday Google has come out with an apology saying that their Gemini is not giving proper result, right? That is
Okay.
because you are not able to explain why that result has come out of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So these are some of them. Then of course the computing speeds are increasing. So the quantum computing is there. Then augmented reality and virtual
Augmented reality,
reality.
AI.
Yeah, so
Uh,
which is basically now being used by technicians who may not know the entire way of how to repair a particular machine or something. They can use this and get the feedback from their technical expert to what they should do on the field to repair or fix the problems of machines and things like
there was something that I was going through on one of the implementations of IoT devices, where they were
that.
saying you touched upon that point, but what they were saying is now IoT devices also are becoming more smart. They can
Yes,
eliminate data at the source, and with data and bandwidth costs being high,
hmm.
they are moving it into edge data centers which are at local places, and they are
Correct,
eliminating that data. Then the important data or the crucial data which is required for analysis only is going to the cloud, and they are using the hybrid model of implementation of cloud technologies, where every data is sitting in the on-prem premises, and then they move the required data for simulation and
correct,
analytics.
correct, correct. See, the thing is, when you may be timing the devices to send data at a particular interval, right?
Hmm.
So, say assume it is 30 seconds or 1 minute, uh, and just see the number of machines there
Yeah,
will be on your shop floor. So, on a day itself, it is creating that much
large
of
amounts
data.
of data,
Yeah,
huge
large
amount,
amounts of data,
large.
right? So if you start pushing it into cloud, you will be paying through your
Uh,
nose
50
nose for
bucks.
your data transfer.
Yeah, we had one solution that we did in my other organization when I was working.
Hmm.
While I was taking part of the cloud optimization charges, our bandwidth charges were very high when compared to anything else. The compute cost was not that high, but the bandwidth cost was very high. Then we started looking at
Right,
whether we should have the data completely sent, or do we need to restrict data which is not required. That's the cap we
correct,
put,
correct,
and we started putting data of 2 GB to be transferred to the cloud, and rest should be on prem, and it is to be required. Then we will tune it up and we pump the data. That is, we reduced considerable amount of cloud costs for ourselves. And coming back, sir,
right, right.
how analytics and automation can be leveraged to optimize manufacturing in industry 4, sir. Manufacturing processes in industry 4.0.
Yeah, so we had a small glimpse of it earlier
Oh,
also. So one of the process what is there is we talked about predictive maintenance,
right.
right? By analyzing sensor data from machine, manufacturers can anticipate potential equipment
Hmm.
failures before they occur.
Right.
This enables them to schedule proactive maintenance, preventing costly downtime and extending the lifespan of their machinery. So the thing is, it is not only reducing downtime, it is also increasing the lifespan of the machinery. That is a great achievement, because if you have to scrap that machinery much before say a particular period which you had envisaged that this machinery will be lasting for so much of time, then it is a real waste of your money, right? What you have spent in the beginning. So This is also helping you to increase the lifespan of the machines also. The other one is through other most of the process optimization through production line data analysis. Manufacturers can identify bottlenecks and inefficiency in their processes itself on the shop floor. This allows them to optimize workflows, improve overall throughput, and reduce production costs. Other places basically quality control. We said using machine vision and all, people are improving defects monitoring and trying to reduce the defects of final products and things like that, right? Then there is supply chain management where you can do the forecasting, like I said, thorough forecasting based on the customer data, what you're receiving, and things like that. And then personalized products and services. That was one thing you also brought
Yeah,
up. We are in the security space itself. If they are able to do personalized in a product space, just imagine what sort of personalization they can bring
correct.
forward.
Sir, now coming back to industry also, they are clear on what is to be automated, what has not to be automated, and automation costs have been calculated very clearly with AI coming in, sir. And coming on
Yes,
whatever
yes,
things that are happening, things are very pretty much clear on how things are shaping up for manufacturing. How do you
right.
see workforce evolving with increase of automation in manufacturing? And what strategies can companies employ to upskill employees for transition?
Yeah, definitely there will be displacement of certain roles. Primarily, repetitive and manual tasks are susceptible to automation, right? Continuous tasks, which is repeated one after the other every day, those are susceptible to automation. Roles heavily reliant on such tasks may face displacement. And then emerging new jobs have to be filled up, so they need to identify people either from inside or from lateral hiring, those people who have capabilities on data analytics and interpretation, robot programming and maintenance, critical thinking and problem solving skills. But that definitely there will be there those skills inside. They have to basically have those people move into critical roles, right? Then increased demand for soft skills are going to be there, like collaboration and teamwork, because you are even collaborating with robots. So if you don't collaborate with human beings, how are you going to collaborate with robots? Then creativity and innovation, because that is one skill even current AI lack, right? Creativity and innovation is one skill which even AI lacks. So that skill has to be there while you move into this sort of environments. And adaptability and resilience definitely should be there. And how this new skills or this uh, enhanced skills can be obtained by organization. First they should do a gap analysis. What are the current capabilities they have, and what are the required capabilities when they are trying to do this automation and analytics. And then they should find out where the gap is coming, and then try to train those resources to attain those skills. Then you should have targeted training programs, in the sense, if say a particular crew who is to manage a new machine or a place where IoT or sensors are this thing, that crew should have targeted training for that particular task, right? So you should think of targeted trainings for such people. Then definitely mentorship and knowledge sharing, that has to be there. So people whom we are bringing from outside, or who got upskilled or something, those people should start sharing their knowledge, and they should start mentoring people who are there as their colleagues and things like that, to overcome the skill gaps and things like that. Then the new things what we most of us now started seeing is giving apprenticeship and on-job training for people who are coming fresh, right? That is going to help a lot because most of the institutions may not have the labs or anything like that to have to so sorry deploy such skills to this students or people engineers who are coming out. So definitely this too will happen. Sorry, just a minute, I'm just getting a cough. Yeah, I'm sorry. And the other one is the cultural change, which I spoke to you a couple of points earlier. Unless the people are willing to work according to the new culture, there is no benefit in having this automation
Yeah,
and data analytics in that
agreed.
organization. So that cultural changes for continuous learning and things like that has to be there. And then you may also require to redesign certain jobs, so your job roles could change, so you redesign them in such a way that it is happening in the right way for the new type of technologies what you have brought.
Some misconceptions and some myths around data analytics and automation uh, in manufacturing frequently that come up are what we want to understand. How do we debunk them? So there are a lot of myths, right?
Yeah, so
Misconceptions. There are a lot which are there. So how do we debunk them?
r- right. So one thought process is this is meant only for large organizations,
Okay,
right? They everyone think that small organization don't require all those things, but the thing is, competition is increasing in every market,
correct.
right? It is not for a particular product which is made by the large companies. Even for smaller this thing, a new manufacturing person who's going to manufacture the same thing, he thinks in the beginning itself, I will
Yeah,
automate everything and I'll use robots and things like that. It is going to kick this industry, I mean this manufacturing organization which has not done so, from the market totally,
yes,
right?
yes.
So it is not that only the larger organizations do. It is also the responsibility of smaller people to see what the competition is doing and change your processes and things according to that. And another thing, what they are thinking is it will eliminate completely any jobs in manufacturing. That is not
No,
going to
that's not
happen,
going to
right?
happen. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Same
So
myth is with even IT, right? Automation will kill everybody. AI will take away jobs. But many people need to understand that it is AI is just an enabler, like how we had Google search earlier. Now Google search is become part of our life where we search for everything. AI is going to be the same thing where you are fed data, but it is little more coming into AI and ML piece where it learns some of the searches that you've done and it gives you data. But end of the day, if you give data, what is there, that is what it comes out. Also, is what people should understand. Is what my take is here on AI and ML side. But the future is ahead in terms of a lot of things which are were mundane are going to go off. Like as you rightly said in the initial discussion that we had,
right.
very small
Yeah. So the repetitive
will go.
jobs will move off to automation basically.
Sir, how do we connect manufacturing to the digital platforms when they have to look at interoperability, sir? Interoperability is one thing that, and seamless communication is between the system is a crucial part, right? How do we look at that while it is in manufacturing? Because one is dependent on the other, and the digital platforms are not compatible with all the tools that are there directly. There is a lot of work that has to be done. How do you look at that from the experience that you had in implementations?
So basically, I mean, it is only not for digital this thing. So most of the things what we require is
Yeah,
standardization and adoption of common protocols, right? So basically, since everyone has adopted the HTTP protocol, we have the usage of the web, right? If Microsoft was planning to do one, IBM was planning to do another thing, and Google was planning to do something else. All those things won't happen. So basically, standardization and adoption of common protocols is a must,
Okay.
basically, to have this integration and things going forward. So, like, I mean, slowly it will come when there is chaos in the market, right? Things will get standardized, right? So initially there will be a lot of problems and miscommunication, mismanagement, and misinterpretations and things like that. Then things will settle, and you say this is the new standard, and you go forward from that. So that is going to happen. And another thing is, you should have the data governance and management strategies so that you can take care of this sort of things internally. So you say this is how we'll manage data, this is how we will have the governance put in place and things like that. Then the most common things now, if both are not talking at the same level, is use your APIs,
Yeah.
application programming interfaces, right? So lot of problems can be sorted out using that, of not talking each other from one device to another device, or one software to another software. And then when things are growing, there will be open architecture and interoperable solutions coming up. So you have to start using them. Once you think that that is the way to go forward, you have to start using them. Another thing is, like, you have some tools, right? Data mapping tools, which will basically help you take this data and transform and put it into the place where you want. So start using those data mapping and transformation tools, whatever is there. And then another thing everyone has to do is, the people are in the industry has to collaborate together to come to that standards or whatever it is required, so that the communication between these devices and communication between applications are smooth, and the customer doesn't face any problem if he tries to pick up one from this organization and another from another organization. They should have the flexibility, and that is how it is going to go forward. People will look at the best from that particular segment and use that for their internal things, right? And then one of the major things, like, whenever we are discussing on data security consideration, that that should be there when you are picking up devices or applications.
Final, some advice on how smart manufacturing leaders who are looking to embark into their IT industry 4.0 journey and harness full potential of data analytics and automation. Any final words on that or advice on that, sir?
Yeah, so there is going to be enhanced intelligence and automation, right? Like, advanced AI and machine learning is coming, collaborative robotics is coming. So all those things are going to have enhanced intelligence and automation. Then you have deeper integration and connectedness. In the sense, we said that Industry 4.0, it's a connected network of devices and machines and things
Correct.
like that. So deeper integration and connectedness, like industrial IoTs, digital twins, virtual reality, all those are going to get integrated. Then, of course, your focus on sustainability and circular economy. So, closed loop manufacturing, additive manufacturing, 3D manufacturing, and 3D printing, and all those things are going to be coming. Uh, Probably, we have even seen that there is basically um uh, buildings now built using 3D technologies, right? And then there is upskilling and reskilling of workforce for the human machine collaboration. So you will have upskilling and reskilling for workforces. You will have human centric designs, which we are currently seeing in your mobile phones and all. That is going to happen in machineries and things like that, right? Human centric design. And emerging technologies like edge computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, all those things are going to be here to stay for a while.
So smart factories are the next generation, I think. So
Oh, it has already started. I mean, we are in that
okay,
generations. We only have to think what is next.
okay,
The other day when I was listening to Satya Nadella, he is saying he looks at the historical
okay,
cycles, how long a technology takes to change from one phase to another phase.
okay.
Based on that, he is equipping his team to think of
Oh,
that.
okay.
So today, if OpenAI the Microsoft have developed
Hmm.
Copilot, they have already started thinking 4 years from now or 2 years from now what should be the new product.
Okay.
So that is how
So
it is.
the
So already we are into this generation. We have to think what next.
so they are feeding large LLM modules to bring data up and bring the next generation thinking into the system.
Yeah. So they are going to the next
Yeah.
phase, that is in much advanced artificial. Currently it is only what is coming from text and
Yes.
voice and
Yeah.
videos, so they are thinking much bigger than
Correct.
that. So the which it is going, last week a person was talking about that, the speed at which both are catching up, right? The intelligence part of AI and the human intelligence are very nearing very closely now, rather than what used to have for
I
a couple
think
of
what
years
is
back.
happening is, sir, we are stopping thinking and we are giving lot of information to AI to think now. So the mundane things are not required for us to think. You just go search and something it gives you, take out of it and see how it can be repurposed, and things are moving on. The thinking capabilities of humans and the machines are trying to get matched there, I think. So that's the standard I think you are talking about, or that's what the industry is looking at.
The future, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about thinking, I read somewhere that see, the most brilliant people, if you look at them, they will wear similar color of dress every day.
Yeah.
Okay, why it is? They don't want to even think what
Think
should I wear today.
or
Okay,
what
that time they are using for something else.
something
So
else.
so
Okay, just there as
so
well.
when you are thinking like human thinking, those are the things which moves machines from I mean the humans from machine. Those are the differentiations
Correct.
basically, right?
Correct.
So they spend their time on thinking what is
Again,
more important than just doing mundane stuff. Why what other less intelligent people do on a daily basis,
correct.
like.
Yes, sir. With this, I think we come to the conclusion of this session. Thank you very much for your insights, sir. Very insightful pointers that you have given
No, it's my
on the
pleasure. Whatever knowledge I have, I try to share.
yeah.
If people are getting benefited out of this, I'm very happy. Even if one person has benefited from this, I'm very
Yes,
happy for the time I have spent with you.
definitely, sir.
And it's been a wonderful session, Prem Kumar. Thank you for inviting me for the session.
Thank you, sir. Good day, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.